Hey guys, welcome to Ashen Phoenix. It is new comic book day for the week of April 7th, and we're going to get started right now. This episode brought to you by shirts. Now that stores are opening up, it's half of what you need for service. Buy a shirt. There's links in the description.
Hey guys, it's Tim from Capes and Scowls and Team Ashen and the comic book store and 65 other places. How are you?
Oh no, you got fired.
I got fired from one of the...
69 last time.
Oh, really? Whatever. I come and go as I please. Let's talk about some trades, starting off with one of the best ones. Warhammer 40k, Marinus Calgar. I just like it because it simply looks like a Warhammer Codex and the way its presentation is. Little things like that go a long way with me. I'm easy. Rat Queens, Volume 8. This thing's still going, man. Still going. I was surprised it kept doing so well after its initial team left the book. Just sad. It's sad. Sorry, it's sad. Inkblot. Paul loves Inkblot. Tell him, Paul.
I mean, I like the first issue.
He loved it. He's going to get that. He's going to do a trade review of it later. Right?
I don't think so.
He will. Star Wars, Volume 2. This is the most recent one. Is this the one after Jedi or between Jedi and the other one? I've lost track. Let's go with it is. Usagi Yojimbo, Origins. Love Usagi Yojimbo. And this is, well, his origins. Usagi's great. You alright, buddy?
Sorry, I was trying to hold in a laugh and
What are you laughing at?
turned into a cough.
You laughing at me?
Yeah, it was fine.
That's generous of you. Batman Who Laughs, speaking of laughing. Look how weird Batman looks on the back. That's great. You enjoyed that miniseries, right?
No, not even a little.
Sorry, he didn't like it at all. Couldn't remember if that was the one you liked or not.
It was not.
Sorry. Ooh, Scott Snyder's going to see this video. Oh man, you made a mistake. I'm sorry, Scott Snyder. Don't hurt him. Metal Men. Here's the thing about a bunch of Metal Men. This is issues 1 through 12 of, I believe, the most recent one. Metal Men's fun when done right. It's Dan DiDio. Hey, I don't like Dan DiDio. If we're going to talk about people we don't like. Oh, this one's not going to do good this week. Event Leviathan. This is a thing Bendis did that didn't do good. It was okay. Batman Kings of Fear. This looks pretty awesome. It's a Jonathan Crane story, so it's got to be great. Speaking of great, The Riddler. Batman Adventures. Riddle Me This. Bunch of Riddler stories. You remember the Dear Justice League? Well, now we have DC's Dear Supervillains. Whatever. And then finally, the new hardcover version of Dark Knight's Death Metal. It's very shiny. There's a bunch of Robins eating a bunch of people, as Robins have been known to do.
First up, we have Magic issue number 1. From what I've heard from a lot of people, Magic books tend to be really depressing. Not because they're a bad, depressing book. It's just that they're depressingly bad. This was not that. This was actually a fun book. Granted, if you do play Magic, you will understand a little bit more in this. You'll be more interested by the main characters as they are planeswalkers, and planeswalkers has been a big thing in Magic for a very long time. I haven't played Magic in 20 years, so I don't really know a lot about that. But they really do a great job of building up what is going on in this book and allows you to completely understand what is going on without really playing any Magic. And that's very, very important to any book that is an adaptation of something that's already here. If you don't know the game, you really can't build on the story. You can with this. You are dealing with several of the planeswalkers. I'm not going to name them because I know I'm just going to butcher the names. They're dealing with the multiverse of within Ravnica, and there's an attack, and that has to pull 3 unlikely planeswalkers together to kind of solve the reasons to why they were all attacked, why they were attacked at the same time, and who the culprit is. And it's a really good book, man. It's a really, really interesting story, and just solid. So you should grab it.
All right, first up for me is Green Lantern number 1. This is Infinite Frontier. This is Teen Lantern. She's a spunky kid who half speaks in Spanish, half speaks in English. And this book, oh my goodness, I'm sad. I don't want to be mean, but I really did not like it. This was just like a big meeting. This was a meeting of Green Lanterns, and they're trying to create peace through this big UN-style gathering of all these different alien races, and of course things go bad. But your whole point is your introduction to this character. I'm sure she may have popped up somewhere else before, but like you're supposed to like her. She sucks. I don't care about her at all. Hopefully, at some point in the future, I will. But as of right now, this is one of the weakest things I've read. Ever. I hated it.
Next up, so achingly close to my pick of the week. And if any other book had come out, this probably would be my pick of the week. Because I love this book. And we need Boondock Witches. We just need Boondock Witches. Don't we?
I mean, I'd like it.
I mean, he would too. It's now it's a thing. That's a thing in our head. It's The Last Witch, issue number 4. An introduction to a new character that I love? Question mark? I don't know. Our main character is learning more about her powers and still coming off the depressing issue that happened in the last issue. She's kind of wallowing in some of her depression while they're still trying to figure out where the next witch is, and they meet this new character. This new character has a lot of the answers. Some may say too many of the answers of what is going on and where they need to go, and you learn who he is and what he is to the tapestry of this ever-growing world building that they do. They do so well in this. And where his allegiance may lie or may not lie. And it's so good. The art is great in here. The writing is fantastic. So close to my pick of the week, but just not. But you should definitely be grabbing this. Last Witch is an amazing series. Yes, grab it. It doesn't actually have anything to do with the Boondock Saints. It's just some weird joke that Tim started around issue number 1. And we are firm believers in taking a running joke and just driving it into the ground.
What do you mean it has nothing to do with the Boondock Saints?
It just doesn't.
It has everything to do with the Boondock Saints.
It doesn't. I mean...
It probably does.
Potentially.
Probably.
Not.
Next up, we have Geiger. Like a Geiger counter. When things go nuclear. This is Jeff Johns, Gary Frank, Brad Anderson. You see Jeff Johns and you're like, it's got to be great, right? Well, it's pretty good. Pretty good stuff. But, I don't know, this is a lot of setup. Basically, what you have happen is a man saves his family by throwing them in a fallout shelter when things go bad, nuclear speaking, and he ends up outside because people try to take it from him, and he becomes a big glowy dude who can live outside in the nuclear world where nobody else can outside of a suit, and he's kind of... He does have a 2-headed dog. That's pretty cool. This issue didn't accomplish a ton. I could see that this is a setup issue, and I can respect that, but it just really didn't grab me like I thought it would. I'm not going to say the book's bad, but I need to read more before I can say, yes, Geiger is the greatest thing ever. Jeff Johns, I like him in the superhero sandbox. This is really the first time I've seen him outside of it. I don't know if I like it or not, but the design's cool, the art's cool. I think a lot of you will enjoy this. I need a little more before I can say, yeah, Geiger, okay.
What is my pick of the week? It is Nocterra, issue number 2. The art in this is... I'm a sucker for Tony Daniel art. It's so good. It's one of my favorite books. Immediately brought onto my my pull list. This is the continuation of the first issue where you meet all the new players. All these characters like Val. Val is an amazing main character, and they are on their run, and you get to learn more about this world that they're going through, including their ports and their way stations and things. And she immediately does not trust the Doctor and his very naive compatriot. And because of that situation, at the very beginning of, or the very end of the last book, we learn the big bad, and He is a figment of people's imaginations, but is actually very, very real and incredibly dangerous. And we learn that he is on a path to revenge, and it is not going to be a fun revenge. It's not going to be a very quick death or anything like that. He means to torture the Doctor, and she feels that there's some type of responsibility, even though she does not believe a word that the man is saying, and that comes back to bite her. This is an amazing book, man. I love everything about it. I love the stories, the motivations of all the characters. Everything is so very well fleshed out. This could have actually been another first issue, and would have done just as much to push the story along. But it's a great, great, solid second issue, and you should definitely grab it. Look at the art. The art is amazing. I mean, Scott Snyder does a great job writing. Let's as much as I like, I rave over the art. Scott Snyder does an awesome job with this. I can't wait to get more. You should pick it up.
All right, it's time for my pick of the week. Paul, do you know what my pick of the week is?
No.
You should.
I don't.
Oh, because I didn't tell you. It's the silver coin. It's Chip Zdarsky. I love me some Chip Zdarsky. It's along with Michael Walsh. Michael Walsh has a scary art style. It can be very creepy. Silver Coin is a new image book, and it seems like it's going to be like an anthology, like each issue. It's kind of like Heavy Metal. You remember how in Heavy Metal it was that green orb, and it kind of went from story to story, and you were following the orb? That's what this is. You're following the coin. So you're going to get a story of the coin. This one takes place in the 70s with a band that just rocks real hard, and they're not getting anywhere even though they're good because disco. And they end up by chance coming across this coin. They can't find a guitar pick. He starts playing with the coin. It starts making his hand bleed. It feeds the coin, which has an eye in it. It's very creepy. And then they start getting people to go to the club to see them and not disco, and it's a whole thing. I don't want to give you too much more than that. Just know that this is awesome. Zdarsky awesome. And I can't wait to see more of this. I believe the next issue is Kelly Thompson? ? So you should just love this. Yeah, Thompson along with Walsh and Zdarsky again. I don't know exactly how the breakdown of that will go, but this book is awesome. Please check it out. I don't know how long it's going to go, but I hope it goes forever, because I like anthology horror kind of stuff, and pretty gruesome. Hey, Chip, you did a good job. It's pretty gruesome. All right, guys, that is it. Thank you for getting to the end of the video. Paul thanks you, right, Paul?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, Paul thanks you.
That's
validation from Paul is all you've ever needed in your life. Now you have the strength to go out and just face the day. Whatever nonsense you're going to go through, all the horrible things in your life, you could smile at him and say, Paul validated me.
That's a lot of pressure.
No, you're fine. And Paul's on Twitch. If you want to tell him how badly that went for you, you can go into his little chat thing and be like, this isn't Among Us, and you suck, and you didn't give me any real help, and I needed you. Do that, Team Ashen. And yeah, that's it. You know, Apple Podcast for me, Capes and Scowls. I appreciate it. Is that it, Paul? Anything else you want to plug?
That's pretty much it.
Paul's pretty checked out by now. He's very drained. I'm getting a second win. That's unfortunate. So yeah, everybody stay excellent. See you next week. Maybe. Ooh, maybe.